Welcome back to Dinar and Dong Updates. Is a currency shift on the horizon? Welcome to another edition of the Dinar and Dong Watch, where information meets opportunity in the world of global currencies. If you're holding Iraqi Dinar, IQD, or Vietnamese Dong, VND, you'll want to take in every word of this update. There's growing speculation and some solid signs that exchange opportunities may soon begin in carefully organized stages. Could the long-awaited revaluation finally be approaching? The evidence is becoming harder to ignore. In recent days, insiders have pointed to increasing movement behind the scenes at banks and financial institutions worldwide. Private discussions and discreet preparations hint at something significant unfolding. Rather than launching a full-scale currency revaluation overnight, we may instead see a tiered rollout, one that involves phased exchange windows. This strategy could allow specific groups, such as early investors or high-volume holders, to exchange their currency in designated stages. While many details remain confidential, there's mounting evidence that suggests this phased approach is more than just speculation. Multiple banks are reportedly reaching out to select clients, asking them to update their information, verify identification, and be prepared for unusually large financial transactions. This isn't standard procedure. It points to something substantial potentially in motion. Why a phased currency exchange? Why would authorities opt for a phased exchange instead of a global event all at once? It comes down to control and economic stability. A sudden spike in value for the dinar or dong could lead to rapid shifts in global financial markets, potentially causing chaos if not managed properly. By rolling out exchanges gradually, banks can mitigate system overloads and monitor liquidity. Central banks and financial institutions are reportedly preparing for this possibility by enhancing their technological infrastructure. New systems are being installed to handle high-value, high-frequency transactions, suggesting that the back end is being readied for something far beyond the norm. If this is true, it would be the first time in years that we've seen this level of preparation at both national and international levels. For many in the currency community, it's the clearest signal yet that the long-rumored revaluation could be nearing implementation. Early clients and insider movements. Some banking clients have reportedly received notifications urging them to prepare their accounts. These messages may seem low-key, but they carry huge implications. Being asked to verify personal information, provide additional documentation, and confirm the ability to receive large funds is not part of day-to-day banking. These developments suggest that preparations are already underway behind closed doors. While there is no official confirmation of exchange rates at this point, trusted sources in financial circles continue to discuss numbers well above the current market rate. For the Iraqi Dinar, figures over $3 USD per IQD have been whispered. For the Vietnamese Dong, projected rates hover around $2 to $3 USD per VND. Though nothing is finalized, these projected rates, if they materialize, could have life-changing financial implications for many investors. It's also likely that the first wave of currency holders to access the exchange windows may be offered the most favorable rates. Later participants might see slightly adjusted rates as the system balances itself. How should you prepare? If you've invested in the dinar or dong, now is not the time to sit idle. The best move you can make is to be fully prepared. That means organizing your currency notes, confirming their authenticity, and ensuring they are stored safely. Make sure your identification is current, your bank accounts are active, and your contact details are up to date. The potential first phase of exchanges might not be publicly announced. Instead, access may be granted quietly through emails, secure banking messages, or personal outreach from financial representatives. That's why it's critical to stay connected to credible sources and remain informed. Missing the first wave due to lack of readiness or misinformation could result in lost opportunity. Iraq and Vietnam. Laying the economic foundation. Both Iraq and Vietnam are taking steps to improve their economic credibility on the international stage. Iraq, buoyed by steady oil prices, is bringing in record revenues. With increased financial strength, the Iraqi government is better positioned to support a stronger dinar. Additionally, Iraq is working closely with regional neighbors and international partners to align its financial practices with global standards. Banking reforms, updated regulations, and compliance efforts have accelerated in recent months, signaling a move toward international legitimacy. Meanwhile, Vietnam is thriving as a global manufacturing and export powerhouse. With growing partnerships in the United States and Europe, Vietnam has established itself as a key player in global trade. Investments in its digital banking sector and modern financial infrastructure demonstrate the country's readiness to operate on a more prominent monetary stage. All of these improvements are essential. To facilitate a smooth revaluation, both countries must comply with global banking and currency exchange protocols. Their readiness to do so is another strong indicator that change may be coming sooner than expected. A digital shift, the future of currency exchange. One often overlooked component in these developments is the growing interest in central bank digital currencies, CBDCs. Both Iraq and Vietnam are exploring digital currency solutions that would make exchanges safer, more traceable, and more efficient. These systems would help manage revaluations with increased transparency and speed, reducing the risk of fraud and manual error. Digital currency infrastructure also offers governments greater control over post-exchange liquidity and inflation, especially in cases of significant monetary shifts. If an exchange event does take place, expect digital channels to play a vital role in how transactions are processed and tracked. Watch out for scams. With heightened anticipation, unfortunately, comes increased risk of scams. Be vigilant. Real banks and financial institutions will not ask for payments up front or conduct exchanges through unverified platforms like WhatsApp or social media. If you receive suspicious emails or phone calls offering exclusive early access to exchange opportunities, proceed with extreme caution. Legitimate institutions will follow strict protocols. You'll likely receive formal communication through secure banking platforms or direct contact with verified financial advisors. Always double-check the source and avoid making hasty decisions driven by emotion or hype. Redemption centers, myth or reality? Another hot topic in currency forums is the possible existence of dedicated redemption centers. These specialized facilities may be set up to manage high-volume exchanges during the early phases. If real, these centers would likely be discreet, invitation-only operations governed by tight regulations and confidentiality agreements. Such centers would serve a crucial function, helping process large amounts of currency efficiently while protecting both the institutions and the clients. Although there is no confirmed list or public data about these centers, the idea aligns well with the strategy of phased exchanges. Building momentum from the ground up. Public sentiment inside Iraq is shifting too. More Iraqi citizens are showing renewed confidence in the future of the dinar. Local demand for banking services is growing. Mobile banking apps are gaining popularity, and more people are opening savings accounts and investing in digital finance tools. These are powerful indicators of growing trust and financial maturity. A stable and engaged local population is critical for long-term currency strength. The more Iraqis support their domestic banking system, the more confidence international markets will have in the dinar. Vietnam is seeing similar progress. Its gold reserves and foreign currency stockpiles are growing. These reserves act as a cushion for the national economy, giving Vietnam the power to support its currency during monetary shifts and minimize inflation risks. When countries begin to accumulate strong reserves, especially gold, It usually signals preparation for major financial transitions. If Iraq and Vietnam are taking these steps, it's reasonable to believe they're preparing for a possible monetary event in the near future. Final thoughts. Stay ready, stay smart. So where does that leave us today? There's no guarantee when or how the revaluation might occur. But the current wave of institutional action, economic development, and private communication from banks suggests we're closer than ever to meaningful change. This is not just about speculation anymore. Banks are upgrading systems. Clients are being contacted. Countries are stockpiling reserves and implementing reforms. All of these are the building blocks for something big. If phased exchange windows are indeed the chosen route, the people who've stayed patient and prepared will likely benefit the most. Your job now is to stay informed, stay calm, and stay ready. When the opportunity arrives, it won't come with fireworks or headlines. It may come quietly, and only those who are truly prepared will be able to act. So take this moment to double-check your documentation, secure your currency, and keep a watchful eye on verified channels for updates. You've come this far. Don't miss out by being unprepared. Thank you for joining us here at Dinar and Dong Watch. We'll continue to bring you the most accurate and tahad